afternoon, and we welcome you to the first round of the Division II MIAA Girls Basketball Playoffs, where the number 6 seed Walpole Timberwolves will do battle with the Notre Dame Academy Cougars. As always, I am Brady Goldman on hand along with Sawyer Regan. Led by senior star captain Bella Bingham, the Timberwolves improved immensely from last year, going 14-6 and winning the Bay State Conference yet again. However, after starting 14-3, the Timberwolves ended the regular season by losing 3 straight to Natick, Cathedral High, and Braintree. Still, they enter the tournament with the number 6 overall seed, and Sawyer, they believe they have what it takes to make another deep playoff run.
Absolutely, Brady, and I don't see why they couldn't. Yes, they ended the regular season poorly by dropping those 3 games, but those are good teams they lost to. And looking at Walpole, going 14-6 is still a huge accomplishment for this team, especially after looking at last year. So I'm not too worried about the ramifications of those final 3 games.
Definitely, Sawyer. In a winter season with many new head coaches on just about every varsity sport for Walpole High, Walpole seemed to hit on every hire, especially first-year head coach Sean McGinnis, Sawyer.
Yeah, definitely, Brady. I knew this team was capable of great things, especially with senior year Bella Bingham, but Sean McGinnis seems to be able to get the most out of each and every player on this team. Unlike last year, where it really seemed to rely solely on Bella having a good game for the team to win, he's able to spread the ball around with rising stars like Emily Mulgrew and Katie McDonald, who seem to secure the future of the team, at least for next year.
Well said, Sawyer. Meanwhile, after being a top 4 seed each of the last 2 years and falling in the Elite 8 last year, the Cougars out of the Catholic Conference took a step back in production this year, falling from 20-2 a year ago to now currently 15-8 this year. Still, they are an experienced unit with recent playoff success that will make this a very tough game for Walpole. In fact, this doesn't really seem like a typical 6-27 game, as both squads in our eyes are very decently matched. With all that said, Sawyer, how does Walpole conquer the Cougars?
Walpole needs to do what they always do. They need to be able to dominate the glass in this game and provide defensive aggression. This is playoff basketball, and if they do not play aggressively and ensure that Notre Dame Academy doesn't get any easy baskets, it's not going to go very well. Offensively, Bella will be a huge part of their game plan, I'm sure, but I would also expect big performances from Emily Mulgrew and Katie McDonald. I know this will be a tough game for them. Notre Dame Academy will give it their all, and it's playoff basketball, so anything can happen. But I have confidence Walpole can execute effectively.
Well said, as always, Sawyer. Well, the winner of this game will play the 11 seed Duxbury Dragons in the Sweet 16, who easily handled Newburyport last night. It's the Timberwolves and the Cougars. The road to Lowell starts here in just a few moments. Both teams going to go to the center circle. It's a beautiful Saturday afternoon here, last day of February, but it feels like March. We got playoff basketball right here in this building. Bella Bingham at the center circle against Emma Trout, the junior. And away we go, the Timberwolves and the Cougars, as Walpole wins the opening tip. It's going to be controlled by Adams. Up top now to Katie McDonald. In the corner is Emily Mulgrew. Swinging it around now, back to Adams. Now McDonald finds Adams, she's open, right wing 3, puts it up, and that's good! Tori Adams starts the game with a bang, 3-0 Walpole. Here comes Notre Dame Academy on their first possession as Bingham almost stole it, but it's in the hands of Georgia Orlando. Orlando tipped and stolen by Bingham. Bingham gets it into the front court. Here's Adams trying to finish it off the window and misses the layup. Rebounded by, looks like that's Orlando who gets fouled. Nope, it's going to actually be, yeah, it's going to be a foul on Walpole, pardon me.
I think they called a jump ball there, actually, Brady.
They sure did. It's going to be near side out of bounds. Now the officials discussing something with the head coach for Notre Dame, Nikki Orlando. As Regan Costello is going to inbound it for the Cougars. Notre Dame Academy, an all-girls school, as Sean McGinnis wanted that out-of-bounds call, didn't get it, and instead they throw it away, but it's going to be, looks like a foul. It's going to go on Abby McMahon, her first foul. We always talk about this, Sawyer. Abby McMahon always finds her way in foul trouble. Trey picks up her first.
Yeah, that's concerning, especially in a playoff game. They definitely need a strong post defense to secure this game. And
Orlando, her first shot of the game, not going to fall. The rebound to Katie McDonald. There's 2 Orlandos on this team. Ella Orlando, the only senior for Notre Dame. Hang on. Here's Adams. She's going to try another 3. Why not? That's good again. first 6 points of the contest come from the hand of Tori Adams. 6-0 Walpole. That's almost a backcourt violation. That's going to be picked off, poked by Katie McDonald. Out of bounds off of her. But Walpole winning with the aggressiveness so far.
Absolutely.
Costello's going to inbound it. Looking for an option. First touch here for Ditch as she gets it back. Costello trying to look for Georgia Orlando to be tipped out of bounds by Katie McDonald, who's been pretty ferocious on the defensive side of the ball in these first couple minutes already. Costello back to Orlando. Bounce pass, looking for Costello. She couldn't handle it, out of bounds. Walpole basketball. I'd say Notre Dame Academy, they look kind of shaky to start off.
Yeah, I mean, Walpole's playing very aggressive defense. 2 passes batted away just in that possession by Katie McDonald. So, I mean, I'd be worried too if I was Notre Dame Academy.
Long pass out to McDonald. She's going to put up her first three-pointer. Too strong. Rebound tapped out, and McMahon trying to come up with it, but it was off of her, out of bounds. Good effort there by McMahon, but she couldn't quite get it for the Timberwolves. Costello's going to inbound it. I was saying earlier, Notre Dame Academy, a 7-12 grade school, all girls, but they've been a premier program here in Division II the last couple of years. Top step from Costello gets it over to El Orlando, who is a NIL commit to Bentley University Division III in the fall. That's a bad pass out of bounds. Walpole basketball yet again. Notre Dame Academy has only put up 1 shot here in the early goings. They just don't look quite right offensively. Walpole sure is taking advantage of that. Already made 2 threes in this game, all from Tori Adams. Here's Bingham. Pretty quiet so far in these first 2 minutes. Into McDonald. McDonald bounce pass Oda Mulder down the top of the key. Into Bingham. Bingham out to McDonald. McDonald catch and shoot. 3-pointer. That's too strong. Back to rebound controlled by Tori Adams. Second chance here for Walpole. McDonald's open. Doesn't take it. Falling for it is McMahon. McMahon backs down. McMahon intercepted. Here comes Orlando the other way. She puts on the brakes. Orlando out to the top of the D. Comes to Costello. Inside. Not sure where she was looking there. Trying to get it to Trout, but she turns it over. Here's McDonald the other way out to Adams. Adams, could this be her third three-pointer? It sure is. Timeout called by Notre Dame Hingham as Tori Adams has been electric so far. Back we are here in the WHS Fieldhouse. 5:22 left to go in the first quarter. Notre Dame has only gotten off 1 shot offensively in these first 2.5 minutes in this game. Walpole's playing great defensively, but again, it's just been a combination of not really great passing. It looks like Aslan Ditch wasn't really handling that, but she got it back. Wasn't ready for the pass. Here's Costello inside now to Trout. Trout looking inside, who Ditch lays it up and in for the first points of the game for Notre Dame. 9-2 now, Walpole leads by 7. Here's Mulgrew drilling inside. Mulgrew looks like she's going to get fouled underneath. So first team foul here on the Cougars. As Katie McDonald's going to inbound it on the far side. Here's Tori Adams. Adams floats it into McDonald. McDonald bounce pass into McMahon. Not really a great pass. It's going to be off of, looks like Orlando out of bounds. Katie McDonald going to inbound it on the baseline. Timberwolves lost in the Elite Eight last year to South High Community after being a 14 seed and making it all the way there. Adams thinking about it into Bingham. Bingham posting up. Bingham against Stroud. Puts it up. Not going to fall. Tapped out. Rebounded by Adams. Off the key here to Mulgrew. Mulgrew back to McDonald. McDonald's going to pull the trigger. Why not? That's another 3 for Walpole. 4 threes already. It's 12-2. Orlando inside. Mid-range jumper. That's not even close. Rebound trying to be controlled by McDonald, but she gets it stripped away. Here's Orlando. Another 3-pointer. That's good. El Orlando gets on the board here for Notre Dame Academy. Here's McDonald. She's going to pull the trigger again. Too strong. And the rebound tracked down by El Orlando. Pardon me. That's Georgia Orlando who pulls off the glass and in. So all of a sudden, each team trading threes. It's 12-8. Cougars really coming alive here. Walpole is down 2-4. McDonald calls for it. Back it over to Mulgrew. Mulgrew back to McDonald. Into Bingham now. Bingham posting up against Stroud. Doesn't get the call. Rebounded by Trout. And a foul going to be called underneath by Tori Adams, her first.
Notre Dame Academy seemingly moving pretty fast down the court, kind of trying to take advantage of that and not let Walpole have any time to set up defensively, and it's really working over this last minute and a half or so.
George Orlando's going to handle it. Notre Dame Academy has really come alive in these last couple minutes. They looked pretty dead in the first couple minutes of the game, but now they're shooting 2 threes in a row. Got the deficit down to 4. Orlando poked away, picked up here, looks like underneath by Costello, and going to be picked up by McMahon. Great defensive effort there for McMahon on that possession. Adams catching 2-3, too strong. The rebound going to be controlled by Bingham as she steals it. Bingham inside, and looks like she's going to get fouled. Foul's going to go on Jade Rainbow, who just checked into the game for the first time for Notre Dame Academy. Each team now with 2 team fouls. Don's going to inbound it and tipped by Costello out of bounds. Stay over here with Walpole. Got 3:14 left to go in the first quarter. Walpole's only made 3s in this game. As Don's going to inbound it. Different options into Mulder. Mulder against Orlando. 7th grader into Tori Adams. Adams going to forward into McMahon. Back to Adams. Adams into Mulder now. Mulder switching inside into Bingham. Bingham posting up. Tough shot. That will not go. Rebound is going to be controlled by Notre Dame Academy. Long pass in here to El Orlando, who lays it up and in. 12-10 now. The Walpole lead is all of a sudden shrunk down to just 2 points. Adams puts it into Mulder. Mulder into McMahon. McMahon posting up. Now out to McDonald. She pulls the trigger. That's going to be too strong. Bounce into the hands of Notre Dame Academy. There comes Georgia Orlando the other way. Gets it inside and scores it off the window and in. 12-12 now. Notre Dame Academy has come all the way back, down 10, 12-2 on a 10-0 run. Causes Walpole to call a timeout, Sawyer.
Yeah, absolutely. Notre Dame Academy electing to kind of go for a faster pace here, but also they were hitting some 3s as well.
See how deep Sean McGinnis goes into his bench in these playoffs. Right now, all the starting unit has played the entire game. As we sit at the 2.5 minutes left to go in the first quarter. 5.5 gone here. Mulder's going to handle it across half court. Now into Adams. Adams on the right wing. She was a Bay State Conference All-Star last year. It's into McDonald. McDonald thinking about it. Walpole using the shot clock. Going slower into McMahon. She's open. McMahon puts up the layup and gets it to fall. Walpole stops the bleeding. They stop the 10-0 run from Notre Dame Academy and take back the lead. Orlando inside now to her sister. Tipped by Adams. She turns it over. There comes Bingham the other way. She's going to get her chance for the first point of the game for her. She scores off the window and in. Walpole on a mini 4-0 run, and that's a bad pass. Tipped out of bounds. Looks like by Tori Adams. She is flying defensively right now. First sub of the game coming in for Walpole. Riley Halloran checking into the game. In for Emily Mulgrew. Georgia Orlando's going to inbound the ball in the far corner right there. Looking for an option. Eskin in quickly and throws it right to Bella Bingham. Bingham on the attack. Bingham behind the back. Bingham inside. Bingham pulls up and knocks it down. 6-0 run from Walpole. All of a sudden it's 18-12. Looking much different after the timeouts. There's Raidball against McMahon. Outside now. Orlando pulls up 3-pointer. That bounces out and the rebound to Bella Bingham. Bingham on the attack. Bingham into Adams. Adams plays it up with the right hand and in. The momentum has certainly shifted. Walpole has gone on an 8-0 run. A little under a minute and a half. That's going to be stolen again by Abby McMahon. Bingham, coast to coast, inside, lays it up, not going to fall. Rebound, McMahon, and she doesn't get the layup. Tapped out, another chance. McMahon can't get it. The rebound to Trout, and it's going to be tracked down again by Adams. And a foul. Finally, after all that, Walpole had 4 chances on that possession score. My goodness. Sub going to come into the game for both teams. Looks like Lucy Ditch coming in back into the game for Notre Dame Academy, and Julian Bissonnet subbing in for Abby McMahon. Comes with 1 minute and 3 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Bissonnet, her first touch. Bissonnet working her way to the basket. Bissonnet gets the bounce. 22-12, Walpole now has gone on their own 10-0 run to take back a 10-point lead under a minute now left to go. Dish, trouble on the left corner, Dish inside, poked away, out of bounds. It will be off of Notre Dame Academy. 45.1 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Another sub going to come into the game for Notre Dame Academy, number 31, Brindley Ross checking in for the first time for the Cougars, the sophomore. Walpole with two bench players out there, being Bissonnet and Halloran. Looks like McDonald going to sub in momentarily after the next whistle. She's at the scores table right now. Here's Bingham, guarded closely into McDonald. Walpole's really cooled off from threes, but they really used the twos to their advantage. 30 seconds now left to go in the first quarter. Here's Halloran. Halloran back to Adams. Adams swings it over to McDonald. McDonald puts up her three-pointer. It's going to be short, and the rebound is in safely to Jade Raidbach. Shot clock is turned off for the Cougars. Orlando going around into her sister. Now Orlando backing up almost to the timeline right there. Throws it back to Orlando. Georgia Orlando inside now. Not getting much open here. Here's Raidbach making her way to the basket, trying to beat the buzzer. That won't fall. And Walpole, after having a 10-0 run by Notre Dame Academy, go on their own 10-0 run to end the quarter score, 22-12 after one.
Right, and I mean, I said during the timeout that they should kind of slow the game down. They did the exact opposite. Per usual, honestly, when I say something, usually the opposite happens. But Walpole really attacked offensively, really electing to go for more of a fast break mentality, and they got, I think, maybe 8 of 10 of those points off of fast breaks.
Yeah.
And I think that really worked for them. So, I mean, we'll see if Notre Dame can combat that.
Gotta say, the defense from the early goings of the first quarter really took charge again in that last 2.5 minutes of the first, and it really caused Notre Dame Academy again to get into that kind of shaky mindset. They couldn't get a lot of clean looks off. And again, Walpole went on a 10-0 run, and they're looking pretty good right now. Of course, Bella Bingham did get back on the scoreboard. She has 4 points. Yeah, Walpole's offense really shining in that first quarter. They scored 22 points. Not very easy to do in high school ball, especially in the playoffs.
No, and I mean 11 from Tori Adams, half the points from Tori Adams. I was not expecting this, but I mean, you know, she's really elevated herself.
Start the second quarter right now. All starters in the game except for, looks like, Katie McDonald, as Brian McDonald has her first minutes of the game here. Inside is Mulgrew. Floater is up and no good. Tapped out, looks like off of Dish, and it was. So another extra chance here for Walpole. McDonald going to inbound it on the baseline. Looking for an option. Far pass into Adams. Adams has a hot hand. Not going to take that for he thought about it. Now into McDonald. McDonald now step back into Adams. Adams inside finds McMahon, but turns it over. Picked up by Brindley Ross. Here's Orlando. He's played this entire game so far. Bounce pass inside to Ross. But it's Raidbach. Now Orlando inside now. His Dish outside now, 3 from Orlando. That's not going to fall. Rebound's going to be controlled by Bella Bingham, as looks like Raidbach couldn't come up with it. Here comes Bingham the other way, coast to coast, and she doesn't get the layup to fall. It looks like Adams trying to come up with it. It's going to be, looks like, a foul on Notre Dame Academy.
Rare miss there from Bella Bingham on a layup.
First team foul of the quarter for the Cougars. It's going to cause Regan Costello going to sub into the game for Jade Raidbach, and Emma Trout coming back into the game for Brindley Ross. McDonald going to inbound it on the baseline. McDonald looking for it as Emily Mulgrew's calling for it, and it's intercepted out of bounds. Mulgrew was calling for that ball for about 3 seconds before Ryan McDonald finally found her, but it was too late. Good play right there from the 7th grader. Mulgrew again on the right corner. Mulgrew finds McDonald. McDonald, pressure from it, it's stolen by Orlando. Orlando the other way, Orlando trying to end the run from Walpole. That's going to be a foul on Tori Adams. And it will send El Orlando to the line for the Cougars.
And that's Tori Adams' second foul as well. She's been big for this Walpole team thus far, so that could be really concerning going down the stretch.
First free throw from Orlando is up and good. Katie McDonald's going to sub into the game for Adams. See how much time she gets on the bench, considering she's been the best player tonight or today for Walpole. Second free throw is good. 22-14. Walpole leads down to 8. That ends the 10-0 run from the Timberwolves. Far pass to McDonald. Inside is McMahon. Gets 2 defenders out to McDonald. She's going to pull up. Why not? Again, not going to fall. Rebound to Bella Bingham. Bingham posting up into McMahon. McMahon couldn't get it. Out of bounds. Looks like off of Notre Dame Academy. Tipped by Regan Costello underneath. 6:43 left to go here in the second quarter. Katie McDonald's going to inbound it. McDonald looking for it. Safely to Mulgrew. Back to McDonald. Back to Mulgrew. Mulgrew pulls up from the right wing and does not knock down the 3. Rebounded by Trout. Walpole's kind of cooled off from beyond the arc. That's going to be a 3 from Orlando. That's an air ball as McDonald's going to come up with it. 6.5 minutes left to go here in the second quarter. Bingham into McDonald. McDonald swings it over to Katie McDonald. Now Mulgrew on the top of the key. Mulgrew bounce pass inside to Bingham. Bingham posting up, finds at McMahon underneath and gets the layup. 24-14, the Walpole leads back up to 10. It's been their largest lead. Orlando against 3 defenders, tipped and also in the basket. Rebounded by Abby McMahon. And it's going to be tipped out of bounds, looks like, by Regan Costello in transition. As Riley Halloran going to sub in the game for Ryan McDonald, takes a seat. Now under 6 minutes left to play here in the second quarter. Timberwolves trying to make it back to the Sweet 16 yet again. Inside is McMahon, posting up McMahon, turnaround jumper, that won't fall, and it's going to be picked up here by El Orlando, the Bentley commit. Gets it to her sister, Georgia. Inside now, and it's going to be poked, and looks like McMahon's going to come up with it, and she does. Pass break now, inside is Mulgrew. Mulgrew, reverse layup, that will get the bouncing in. And going to be a timeout called by Coach Sean McGinnis. Walpole now up to their largest lead of 12, 26-14, Sora.
Yeah, absolutely. Walpole and really Notre Dame Academy had very strong defense coming out of the first quarter, and I think that really showed. I think it was only, 4 points to 2 in the second quarter, so strong defensive quarter thus far, and we'll see if that changes.
Costello's going to inbound it for the Cougars. Cougars out of the Catholic Conference. Don't play the same opponents as Walpole, but did play Brookline in a tournament about a week ago. Did beat them. And that's going to be, looks like, a travel on Notre Dame Academy, yeah. El Orlando took 1 too many steps. So 5:12 left to go here in the second quarter.
Was that a travel? I don't know what the ref was motioning. He's like moving his arm behind his back. I didn't really.
So we have discussion right here with the official and Nikki Orlando, the Notre Dame Academy head coach, but nonetheless they do turn it over. As Mulgrew's going to handle it. Now McDonald into McMahon, out to McDonald. Now Mulgrew on the top of the key. Back to McDonald. McDonald thinking about it. And Walpole using that shot clock. They have slowed the game down just a bit. Backdoor cut inside. Halloran, what a pass. She lays it up and in.
Great backdoor cut there from Riley Halloran.
28-14. Walpole now up by 14. Orlando going around Bingham outside now. Tap the key here. Going inside is Costello. Now Dish making her way inside. That was a pretty move from Dish. She lays it up and in. Walpole lead is now 12, 28-16. Mulgrew puts on the brakes into McMahon. McMahon back out, McDonald catching 2, 3-pointer, in and out. Rebound tapped out and controlled here by Regan Costello. Here's Orlando back to Costello, the sophomore. Inside now, this is Raidbaugh making her way inside, and that's going to be, looks like, a foul underneath on Walpole. Looks like she's going to go on Bella Bingham. No, it's going to go on Katie McDonald, pardon me. It's going to be her first team foul. First free throw is good. Lucy Dish, the sophomore. Then comes Anna Jolly into the game for Bella Bingham. Jolly, one of the 4 seniors on this team. Second free throw, front iron, no good. Offensive rebound, looks like it can be controlled. Nope, out of bounds, and it looks like it's going to be off of Lucy Dish, out of bounds.
It looks like it was a foul on Notre Dame Academy there because they pushed Abby McMahon. I think she's trying to save it out.
It will be. 13th foul there on Notre Dame Academy. For the first time in the game, looks like Aslan Friday going to check in for the Cougars. So Notre Dame Academy going pretty deep into their bench here. Down 11 here in a critical game, obviously. McMahon into Halloran. On the right wing, Halloran, she's going to take the shot, not going to fall. The rebound's in safely. Underneath looks like Orlando's going to be off of her, out of bounds. Couldn't quite come up with the basketball. Good pressure there from Walpole. Again, we have more jawing there from Nikki Orlando, the coach of Notre Dame Academy. There's Jolly. She doesn't take many three-pointers. That was way short, and the rebound is going to be, looks like, controlled by Notre Dame Academy, and then a foul by Katie McDonald. So her second. Looks like Caroline Kelly at the scores table, ready to check in at the next whistle. Georgia Orlando gets the screen from Costello. Orlando inside now, and finding, looks like Dish, who couldn't come up with it, has it retreat to the left corner. Orlando spinning. Orlando, top the key. Costello now, good passing here from Notre Dame Academy. Friday, outside, Orlando, she takes her three-pointer. That will not fall. Rebounds being controlled by the Cougars. Orlando being double-teamed, far side now. To her sister, Georgia. Georgia inside now, lays it up, and that will not fall. Offensive rebound, put back in by Lucy Dish. Walpole lead down to 9, 28-19. McMahon outside, McDonald calling for it. She's going to take the three and got it! Katie McDonald, another three-pointer from Walpole. Puts them back up by 12. Friday, outside now to the right wing, now to the left wing. Rotating it around. Here's Dish, defended by Halloran. Dish outside. Costello making her way in, mid-range jumper, will not go on the rebound, and safely to Katie McDonald. Don pushes it into Mulgrew, outside now. Back to Mulgrew. Mulgrew pulls the trigger again and doesn't get the three to fall. Rebounded by Orlando. Here's Georgia Orlando. Going to the right wing against Halloran. 2 minutes and 15 seconds left to go here in the second quarter. Walpole up by 12 still. Costello gets it inside of Friday. Now this is Dish, who's going to be heavily guarded by Jolly. She's going to look like pick up the foul. Going to be Jolly's first personal foul. 4th on the team in this quarter. Looks like Caroline Kelly and Bella Bingham checking into the game for Walpole. Kelly getting her first minutes of the game. Only freshman that really plays many minutes here for Walpole. She's been pretty valuable on the three-point line this year. That's a long three from Orlando. Rims out, rebound is going to be controlled. Looks like underneath by Notre Dame Academy. That's Friday as she gets fouled. Foul's going to go on Tori Adams. That's going to be her third after subbing back into the game. And Walpole's over the limit, and Notre Dame Academy's going to shoot 2. Looks like Adams might have to come out of the game here. First free throw from Friday is good, and yep, Katie McDonald, who just took a very short rest, is going to have to come into the game for Tori Adams, who's dealing with 3 fouls right now. Second free throw from Friday. It does not bounce in. Offensive rebound, and not going to fall for Dish. Tapped out, and looks like going to be a scramble. Picked up here by McMahon. McMahon tries to put it up and gets fouled. So chaotic sequence right there. Foul's going to go on Regan Costello for Notre Dame Academy. So we have a small little huddle here from Sean McGinnis and the rest of his team out there on the floor. McMahon makes the first free throw. Now 14 fouls here on Notre Dame Academy. Walpole goes up back by 12. Minute 47 left to go. Second free throw from McMahon is good. 33-20 now, 13-point lead for Walpole, their largest here in this afternoon game. Costello on to Orlando. And looking for an option, surveying. Back to Costello. Costello inside of Friday. Friday thinking about it. Going to take her way to the basket. Gets it out to Orlando. Orlando covered by Kelly. Far side pass. Give me a three-pointer. Will not go for Costello. Tapped out. Rebounded by Friday as she throws it away out of bounds. You have whistles right here. Looks like Katie McDonald. Looks like a timeout can be called by Notre Dame Academy. It's Walpole up 33-20, Sawyer. Looking pretty good.
Yeah, they are looking pretty good, and I like how they're spreading the ball around a little bit. I think, 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 scores. 7 scores already.
Each team with 3 timeouts left to go. Minute and 21 left to go in the second quarter. Timberwolves right now really taking care of business, but again, still 2 more quarters and a minute and 15 seconds left to play in this game. Here's Mulgrew getting the pass from McDonald. Mulgrew dishes it outside of McDonald. McDonald open, not going to take the shot. Instead gets it over to McDonald. Out to McDonald. Stutter steps back to McDonald. McDonald driving inside out to Mulgrew. Mulgrew makes her way inside of the paint. Mulgrew trying to get it to Bingham. That's going to be, looks like a foul on the floor. And it's going to cause Notre Dame Academy over the limit. It's going to go on Lucy Dish. So Walpole should be at the line here to shoot 2. As it will be Bingham. First one is too strong. Bella Bingham has really been the anchor of this team these last 2 years. Second free throw is good. She goes 1 for 2 from the line. Increases the lead for Walpole up to 14, matching their largest of the game. Here's Orlando. Thinking about it. Orlando bounce pass to her sister. Orlando, bad pass, picked up by Bingham. Another turnover for the Cougars. Bingham on the attack outside McDonald. McDonald, she's open on the right wing. That will not fall. Rebound can be tapped out and controlled by the Cougars. It's going to be El Orlando. Georgia Orlando making her way inside, outside now. Costello going to put up her three-pointer. That will not go. The rebound in safety to Bella Bingham. Shot clock is turned off. Bingham inside. Bingham making her way to the basket. Bingham trying to get the shot off. Going to be, looks like a jump ball. Possession arrow looks like will favor Notre Dame Academy.
It's an interesting call from the refs there. I don't really see a jump ball.
Jillian Bissonnet going to sub in for these last 13.1 seconds here for Walpole. Just trying to get some rim protection into the game. Last 10 seconds here in the first half. Walpole up by a firm lead of 14. Orlando, long pass inside. Friday, thinking about it. Friday outside of Costello. Her three-pointer will not fall, and that's going to do it for our first half here in the Walpole High School Fieldhouse. So Walpole, it's been a very streaky game, but they get up by 14 to end the first half, Sawyer.
Yeah, Walpole looking confident. I think they should be confident going into the second half. I think they'll be able to win this game. But, I mean, Notre Dame Academy, they went on a 10-0 run earlier. They could do it again in the second half and maybe potentially come back. So I wouldn't be complacent if I was Walpole. I would be worried a little bit, but I think they should be pretty confident.
You never really know for these tournament games. Well, we've played 2 quarters. See if Walpole can get it done in the second half. We'll be back in just a few moments. Welcome back here to second half action in the Walpole High School Fieldhouse. Walpole currently leads 34-20. Of course, the Timberwolves, they went on a 10-0 run really at the end of the first quarter. And from then, they haven't really looked back as they expanded their lead now up by 14. So, I mean, what do you want to see from Walpole in the second half to try to make their way to the Sweet 16?
Well, I mean, after that 10-0 run, it was really back and forth. Notre Dame Academy really able to kind of match Walpole. I mean, they got like 4 more points on them, but it was really even after that. And I think that if Walpole's going to want to win this game, because, I mean, Notre Dame did go on their own 10-0 run. Yeah. So if they really want to, like, secure this, they're going to have to kind of sneak away a little bit.
Walpole has had the only lead of the game. I mean, they've really dominated. See if they can get it done here in the second half as we open up with Emily Mulgrew handling the ball against Costello. Inside to McMahon. McMahon trouble with it out to Adams. Here's Bingham. Bingham out to McMahon. Good passing here from the Timberwolves. Now Adams on the left wing, playing with 3 fouls. Gets it inside to Bingham. Bingham makes her way inside and lays it up and in. 36-20 now. Walpole with their largest lead of 16. Here comes Orlando. The 7th grader gets it inside now. Now this is going to be a shot made by Lucy Dish underneath. So equaling the start from Walpole, both teams with a made basket on their first possessions. Mulgrew gets a high pass now. McDonald on the left corner. Gets Dish, gets it inside of Bingham. Bingham does it again and lays it up and in. 36 now, 38-22. Here's Orlando. Back it over to her sister. Inside now, poked by Bingham. Gonna get it right back. Now Costello's gonna have trouble handling it. Ball's on the floor. It's gonna be picked up by Mulgrew. Here's Adams going the other way against Orlando. Adams puts it up. It will go in the foul. Tori Adams expanding her great play in this game. She now has 13 points, a chance to make it 14. Emma Trout's gonna sub in for, looks like Regan Costello.
Walpole having a great start to the second half as well.
Chance to go up by 19 right here.
And Bella Bingham also really working her way back into the game plan. She's got man.
Yeah. Been great from every Walpole player today who stepped on the floor. Now 14 points for Tori Adams. Outside to Orlando. Orlando floats it inside, and it's going to be picked off here. McDonald the other way, bounces it into Adams, who finishes off the window and in. And timeout called by Nikki Orlando for Notre Dame Academy. They got to regroup. Walpole now up to a 21-point lead, 43-22. All right, out of the timeout now. Walpole on a 9-2 run to start the second half here. Notre Dame Academy's got to find some way to even get close within the maybe 10-point margin at the end of the quarter. That's another bad pass picked up by Mulgrew. Now inside of Adams. Adams lays it up and in. This one's starting to turn into a laugher. Now Walpole up by 23. Adams has been so key for Walpole today. As Orlando just struggling now against Bingham, who pokes it out of bounds on the near side. Looks like Brindley Ross going to sub in for the Cougars. And Riley Halloran going to sub in for Tori Adams. Again, playing with those 3 fouls, but Adams has just been stellar today. She has 16 points to lead the Timberwolves.
She's 18 now.
18, pardon me. Bounce pass inside now. Mid-range jumper from Dish won't fall. Tapped out and rebounded by Katie McDonald, who gets it safely into Halloran. Halloran pressured and looks like going to turn it over. Ball's on the ground and picked up by Bingham. Bingham floats it outside of Halloran. Halloran catch and shoot 3. Got it! Riley Halloran getting on the scoreboard for Walpole, 48-22, as they are piling it on the Cougars right now. Orlando pressured against Bingham. Now the screen. Oh! As Brindley Ross goes down hard. Looks like the foul is going to be on Bella Bingham. Going to be her first of the contest. Timberwolves had some questions maybe going into this quarter, but they really have performed exceeding expectations. Up by 26. Inside now, going to be, looks like a foul on the floor. So it's going to go on Abby McMahon. It's going to be her second foul. Second team foul on Walpole in the corner. Orlando's going to inbound it. For an option, gets it in safely to Ross. The Notre Dame Academy, they really saw a chance in the first quarter really be squandered away. Ever since they tied it at 12-12, it's really been all Walpole. Pressured here is Orlando. Puts it into her sister, Georgia. Georgia, that's a long three-pointer. Back of the rim, no good. Rebound to Katie McDonald. Timberwolves can really use all the time they want now. This is Mulgrew. She's going to take the three. In and out, and the rebounds is safely to Trout. Into the way is Orlando. Floats it outside now to her sister. Orlando. Orlando inside now. Going to be a mid-range jumper. Will fall. Lucy Dish cutting the lead down to 24. So Walpole now has double the score of Notre Dame Academy. Here's Mulgrew. Outside. Halloran turning her back. Halloran making her way, drilling inside. Open as McMahon gets blocked by Trout, and she gets it back. Great play right there from the junior. We enter the midway point here of the third quarter. Spinning around now. Ross, pounded by Mulgrew. Safely to Orlando. Trout is going to call for it. Mid-range jumper. That will fall. The rebound's going to be controlled by Bella Bingham. Far pass into Halloran. She is wide open under the rim. She lays it in. Walpole cracks 50, and a timeout called by Notre Dame Academy. Timberwolves up by 26 yet again. I think Walpole can start maybe even thinking about Duxbury with the way they've been playing tonight.
I mean, yeah, I didn't want to say anything to jinx it. I usually do, but
I mean, at this point, it's a little bit too far gone for the Cougars.
Yeah.
Of course, had another excellent season, but it's going to end here in this building. That's going to be a three from Orlando in and out. Nothing falling for Notre Dame Academy. She gets it back. Another three-pointer will not go. Tapped out. Bissonnet trying to come up with it, and it's going to be controlled by Emily Mulgrew. Mulgrew going to feed it into Anna Jolly, who checked back into the game. Now Mulgrew spinning away. Mulgrew against 4 Notre Dame Academy defenders, and looks like a timeout can be called by Coach Sean McGinnis. 3:13 left to go in the third quarter. Anna Jolly's going to inbound it. We have whistles as officials going to get together right here.
And I will say, I don't know if we're giving enough credit to Notre Dame Academy. I mean, obviously we did see that 10-point run earlier this game, but I mean, obviously it's a little out of hand for them now, but they could potentially come back.
Be pretty hard for them too, and Kate McDonald out of bounds, looks like off of Ellie Orlando. As Ryan McDonald's going to sub in for Riley Halloran. Kate McDonald's going to inbound it on the far side. Timberwolves looking pretty comfortable, approaching 3 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Inside is Bissonnet posting up against Trout. Doesn't get the shot to fall, and the rebounds in safely to Costello. Orlando's going to handle it across half court. And now the screen from Trout. There's El Orlando. Inside now, back out. Good passing here from the Cougars. Wide open three from Orlando. That will fall. First three in a while for the Cougars. Makes it a 23-point lead for Walpole. That's a bad pass. Ball's on the floor and picked up by Mulgrew. Mulgrew sprinting the other way, 2-on-1. Mulgrew to the basket, doesn't get the layup. Offensive rebound controlled by Jolly. She gets it back out. Bissonnet now pulls up, not going to fall. Front iron, no good in the rebound, and safely to Trout. Orlando now gets McDonald. Pressured now by Mulgrew. Inside now, outside. This is Orlando. Another three from the left corner. That will fall. So a quick 6-0 swing for the Cougars. Lead is down to 20 for Walpole.
I mean, if you're Walpole, you just kind of want to slow the game down.
McDonald. Into McDonald. McDonald out to Mulgrew. Mulgrew looking. Surveying. To McDonald. There goes McDonald, who can't handle it. McDonald being pressured on the baseline. She's going to get fouled. It looks like that is Charlotte Steele, who just checked into the game for the first time for Notre Dame Academy. And Sean McGinnis not taking any chances. Bella Bingham and Tori Adams going to sub back into the game for Walpole.
And I think that's smart. After a 6-0 run, just make sure that they can secure a win.
2 team fouls for each team right now. That's going to be thrown to nobody as Mulgrew has to track it down. It's going to be not a backcourt violation. Must have been tipped. Here comes McDonald. Flips into Bingham. Bingham trying to go the distance. Doesn't get the shot to fall. Rebounded by Mulgrew. Mulgrew being heavily guarded. It's going to be a jump ball. With the possession arrow going to favor Notre Dame Academy. So a minute and a half left to go. the third quarter, and Walpole stumbling just a bit here as Adam McMahon going to sub in the game for Bissonnet. So all of a sudden, all the starters back on the court for Walpole, except with Ryan McDonald out there for Katie McDonald. Cougars with a little bit of momentum right now. Got a 26-point deficit down to 20. That's a bad pass. Going to the floor is McMahon trying to come up with it. It looks like we have whistles and a jump ball. Possession arrow this time is going to favor Walpole. With a minute and 17 left to go here in the third quarter. Timberwolves have been pretty cold from the field these last couple minutes. Tori Adams is going to inbound it. Gets into Mulgrew, being heavily pressured now. Full court press incoming now. Has to get across half court and does to McMahon. McMahon sprinting the other way, tries to find Bingham. Bingham inside, Bingham feeds it to McMahon. McMahon puts it up and doesn't get the shot. The ball tapped out, controlled by Trout. Now going to the floor. Looks like it's going to be a foul on Walpole. The part, yep.
Looks like that's going to be on Ryan McDonald.
Third team foul on the Timberwolves. Last 56 seconds here in the third quarter. Orlando going around Bingham. Can't get anything. Now gets around McDonald. Feeds it into Trout. Trout looking for it outside to Orlando. Orlando, nice move on Mulgrew. Trying to make her way to the basket. Bounce pass outside now. And going to be Raidbaugh who can't come up with it, but it's going to be a foul. It's like on Bella Bingham. It'll be her second personal foul. Fourth team foul for Walpole. 38.4 seconds left in this third quarter. So George Orlando's going to inbound it. Looking for it, has to get it in quickly and does so. And poked by McDonald on the near side. Takes about a second off the clock. Orlando inbounds it to her sister. 30 seconds now. And good play by Adams as she pokes it away. Adams gets it into Bingham. Bingham, left hand layup, that goes. And finally, Walpole breaks the scoring drought. Back up now by 22. And now it's going to be, looks like, an offensive foul on Notre Dame Academy. A moving screen. Katie McDonald now going to sub in for Ryan McDonald, so all starters back on the floor for Walpole. Shot clock turned off with 17.3 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Here's Bingham. Feeds it into Adams. He's the leading scorer for Walpole today with 18 points. Bingham outside to McDonald. Outside now, three from Mulgrew. Back of the rim, no good. Rebounded by Orlando, now pushing it. Now Orlando, long two, will not fall. That will be an air ball, and that's how our third quarter is going to come to a close. Well, Walpole started up 14 going into the third quarter. Now they're up 22 going into the fourth, Sawyer.
Yeah, I mean, Walpole really pulled ahead at the beginning of that third quarter, but then we saw Notre Dame Academy fight back a little. They had that little 6-0 run.
Timberwolves going to come back to the floor again. All five starters back onto the court for Walpole. We thought maybe McGinnis was going to maybe pull some of his starters, but again, not going to take any chances with a chance to go back to the Sweet 16 for Walpole. On the line here. Notre Dame Academy is going to start the fourth quarter with Orlando spinning, gets the screen from Trout. Inside is Raidbaugh. Raidbaugh blocked by Mulgrew, but they're going to call the foul. Was in the act of shooting, so Jade Raidbaugh going to go to the line. The freshman. Raidbaugh's first is no good. And really, Notre Dame Academy, if they wanted to come back, they can't really miss any opportunities. And going 1 for 2 from the line, it's good, but maybe not good enough. 21-point deficit now for the Cougars. Mulgrew sprinting. Mulgrew, mid-range jumper, that will not fall. The rebound is controlled by Trout. Trout being muscled by McMahon. It's going to be a jump ball. And possession arrow is going to favor Walpole. So good play there from Alvin McMahon. I've got to say, Sawyer, he's played really well today on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, also 6 points on the offensive side. So, I mean, not only contributing on the defensive side tonight, but yeah, she's definitely played great, some great post defense as well as some good rebounding.
Adams gonna pull the trigger again. That's good!
And that's 21 now from Tori Adams.
Adams by far having her best game of the season at home. Lead is back up to 24 for Walpole.
I mean, that best game of the season could not come at a better time for Walpole.
Steele misses pretty badly. The rebound to Katie McDonald. McDonald going behind the back into Mulgrew. Mulgrew floats it outside of Adams. She had her last read, tries to get another one to go. That one will not fall. Rebound's controlled by Orlando. Sprinting the other way, putting on their brakes outside now. This is a three from El Orlando. That won't fall. Rebound is going to be tapped out and controlled by McMahon. McMahon, 2-on-1. McMahon going the other way. McMahon not going to lay it in. Bingham comes up with it, and it looks like not going to get the call out of bounds off of Notre Dame Academy. Couple subs coming in for Walpole. That's going to be Caroline Kelly and Riley Halloran subbing in the game for Emily Mulgrew and Katie McDonald. As well as Brinley Ross subbing in the game for Notre Dame Academy. Five pass out to Adams. Top of the key now to Kelly. Halloran, she's open. They leave her open. She's going to take the three. In and out. Tapped out. Rebounded now by Dish. Orlando just is it outside to her sister. Back it over now. Ross. Looking for it now is Steele. Steele floats it inside of Trout. Now posting up against McMahon. McMahon does get the block, and Trout can't make the layup. Rebound's going to be on the ground. Going to the floor is Ross, and they're not going to get the jump ball, and Bingham comes up with it. Bingham on the attack. Bingham feeds it in to Halloran, who puts it up and in.
What a pass there from Bingham. Riley Halloran now is a 9.
She's been great today. Walpole now back up by 26, equaling their largest lead. We have whistles.
It's like an issue with the shot clock.
Yeah, as it reads 35 right now. So the official's gonna try to fix the problem here. Get the signal, looks like 31 seconds going to be put on the shot clock. So Brinley Ross will inbound it as Abby McMahon subs out for Walpole in a great defensive game for her. Now under 6 minutes left to play here. Orlando. Inside now out to El Orlando. Floats it inside now, turnaround jumper for Trout, won't go off. It's a rebound, will not fall. Rebound is going to be controlled by Bissonnet. Pushing the tempo now inside. Bissonnet lays it up and doesn't get the shot to fall. The rebound safely to Notre Dame Academy. Under 5.5 minutes left to play. Ross. Back to Orlando. Back to Ross. Ross a little bit of trouble with it. Gets it back. Orlando going to the left. Now backing up. Can't get anything now. She gets back to the center timeline. Puts it into her sister. Now Trout posting up. Trout against two defenders. Trout goes the other way, doesn't get it. Rebound is going to be controlled. Looks like a jump ball is going to be called this time. Is going to favor Notre Dame Academy. Looks like Ryan McDonald going to sub into the game for Walpole. And for Tori Adams, might be seeing her last action of the afternoon. She played great in this one.
Absolutely.
Orlando wide open from the right corner. That will not fall as she tries to get her own miss. Tapped out, looks like by Ryan McDonald. Out of bounds here with 4:51 left to go here in the fourth quarter. We'll see if McGinnis maybe starts to pull some of his starters here. Still with Bingham on the floor. Actually the only starter.
Yeah, at this point I think you're safe enough to take Bingham out. Up 26, less than 5 minutes to play. I don't see Notre Dame Academy, even with Walpole's bench players.
Trout tried to make that, but she didn't get it. But there's a foul. So it's going to go on Jillian Bissonnet, who's going to take a seat. As looks like Anna Jolly going to sub into the game for Walpole at the next whistle. First free throw from Trout is front iron, no good. It looks like Anna Jolly's gonna sub into the game for Bella Bingham, who takes a seat and a standing ovation, a much-deserved one. Second free throw here from Trout is up and no good. Rebound controlled by Halloran. Halloran having one of her best games of the season. Again, just at the right time. Walpole really performed here in the second half. Bissonnet turns around and doesn't get the shot to fall. Tapped out and trying to be controlled. That's going to be Kelly. She takes a three. That's going to be too strong. Rebound. So we've got a foul on Walpole, I believe. It looks like.
I'm not sure what that was.
It may have been out of bounds. Yeah. We haven't gotten many clear calls from the officials today. But nonetheless, Notre Dame Academy has the ball. Now in the corner, now it's Friday. Side is Trout. You're just approaching the midway point here, the fourth quarter. Trout against Bissonnet, back out to Orlando. Orlando's gonna pull the trigger and doesn't get the shot to fall. Gets her a miss though. Orlando playing in her final game here for this Notre Dame Academy squad. It's Friday, puts it up and gets the layup. Now 57-33. I mean, every made basket is just going to be trying to make it a little less ugly on the box score for Notre Dame Academy. And that's going to be, looks like a offensive foul as a moving screen to be called on Jillian Bissonnet. But 3:36 left to go. I mean, the Timberwolves, I mean, they really came to play today, Sawyer. I mean, we thought maybe Notre Dame Academy been so good in recent years, they might have had one more run in them, but they just really didn't perform up to expectations today.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
Orlando, Georgia Orlando. Floating it outside now. Gonna be a free from Costello, not gonna fall. Offensive rebound picked up by, it's like Orlando. Orlando trying to float it inside. That's gonna be tipped by McDonald. Now into the backcourt. Orlando's open, she's gonna pull the trigger again. That's not gonna fall. Rebound's gonna be controlled, looks like, by Riley Halloran. Halloran feeds into Jolly, who can't keep up with it out of bounds. With 2:54 left to go in the fourth quarter. Timberwolves looking ahead, they will be on their way to face Duxbury next week. After, I mean, unless anything crazy happens these last 2 minutes and 45 seconds.
I mean,
they're demolishing really the Notre Dame Academy Cougars.
Yeah, I don't see Notre Dame Academy coming back down 24 with 2:35 left on the clock.
Tipped by, looks like Kelly out of bounds. More subs coming for Walpole. That's going to be Leah Mulligan subbing in, as well as Peyton Wernberg. So getting some playing time right here in a playoff game. It's always great to see. Costello bounces it inside and intercepted by Kelly. Kelly trying to feed it into McDonald, but she didn't see her. Walpole turns it over. Comes Orlando the other way. Orlando gonna get fouled. It's gonna be on Leah Mulligan, the junior. And Grace Franke gonna sub in the game for Walpole. Basically all the usual players, except for Riley Halloran and Caroline Kelly, subs out of the game. Three-pointer right there from Orlando is not good. It's really not been her second half. Rebounded by Wernberg. Turnover yet again. 2 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter. Walpole has had such pride in their basketball program, and then they look destined to make another deep run in the playoffs. I mean, with the way they played today, they look like a machine.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we saw a little bit of a shaky start for Walpole. I mean, well, not a shaky start. They started off 9-0.
Pretty fast, yeah.
But then, following that start, Notre Dame Academy took a timeout, and then they really came back with a vengeance. And then it was a 12-12 game, but then after that, Walpole really just...
It was all Walpole, yeah. I mean, runs in basketball are so important, but that 10-0 run really instrumented a is very instrumental to a great win for Walpole. That's a three from Halloran. She knocks it down. Halloran's now in double figures with 12 points in this afternoon.
This is the second leading scorer for Walpole, actually.
I don't think many people thought she would be this productive today, but she really had a spark off the bench. Trout, last minute and 15 seconds now. It's going to be tipped by Mulligan. Here's Steele, who floats it up, not going to fall, but there's going to be, looks like a foul. Going to go on Caroline Kelly. It's going to be the fourth team foul now for Walpole. No, actually, the fifth team foul as the scorer's table adjusts it. 0 team fouls on Notre Dame Academy this quarter. Of course, it doesn't really matter. First free throw falls to Steele. Now a bunch of subs come in for Notre Dame Academy, as Georgia Orlando and El Orlando are going to sub out, who played basically the entire game. A great effort from them in a pretty lopsided loss.
Yeah, I mean, especially for a 7th grader.
Back to the rim, no good. Of course, it's going to be El Orlando's last game here for the Cougars. She is going to be playing at Bentley in the fall, so congratulations to her. Halloran being pressured on the right. It's inside to Frangie, trying to get the point. It's not going to get it. We approach 46, 45 seconds now left to go. Outside is Ross, top of the key now. Timberwolves really came to play. It's going to be picked up here by Warrenberg. Going to the floor now. It looks like the steal is going to be a jump ball. 34.5 seconds left. Notre Dame Academy will get one more possession now with the shot clock turned off. Rory Kelly now subbing in the game for the first time. Charlotte Steele getting a standing ovation. Tipped out of bounds by Kelly. 30.7 seconds left, and Walpole just moments away from advancing to yet another Sweet 16 as a 6th seed in this tournament. Picked up here by Mulligan, good play there. See if Walpole will take another shot, they really don't have to. Here's Kelly being pressured. Kelly gets it over to Warrenberg. Now backing off, and Warrenberg throws it away. Last 10 seconds right here for the Cougars. Going inside, gets blocked by Warrenberg, great play. That's pretty symbolic to how Walpole played this game, as Kelly will try to handle it. Last seconds tick off, and that is gonna do it. Walpole has a date with the Duxbury Dragons next week, as they will play in the second round of the MIAA Division II tournament. Get it done here, demolish the Notre Dame Academy Cougars, 60-34.
Yeah, dominant win here for Walpole, and I think they kind of just put all the doubters. They silenced all the doubters.
Definitely.
They had 3 losses to end the regular season, and people were like, well, you know, how good really is this team? But those were good teams, and I think that Walpole really showed that they came here to play in this playoff bracket, and I think they'll play a very good game against Duxbury.
And a lot of surprises today from the scoring. We had Riley Halloran having 12 points, being the second leading scorer for Walpole. 21 for Tori Adams, who played just spectacular today. Av McMahon, of course, with 6 points, but really prominent on that defensive side of the ball. Katie McDonald had 6. Bella Bingham, pretty quiet game from her, only had 11, but still pretty important for Walpole.
Right.
Emily Mulger with just 2 points, and going to be Jillian Bissonnet with 2. Well, we're going to sign off here for Sawyer Regan. I am Brady Goldman saying so long from Walpole High School. We'll be back next week as Walpole will take on Duxbury in the Sweet 16.